Hello students, let us continue with yesterday's program. In yesterday's program, we added one CSS to our entire web page and we gave the name to the class as container. Next task is all our H2 headings. We want to have some color for all the H2 headings. Now if you see, the H2 headings are scattered. So it's a little difficult or it's complex to group them together. So instead of having a group of H2s or dividing it class wise, what we can do is we can directly use the tag H2 and give some CSS to it. So whenever we are giving style to the tag itself, we can directly use the tag name which is H2 and let us give some color to our H2. Let's make it red. So we save our file and we say open in browser. So now you can see that all our subheadings or all our H2 tags are in red color. So what you have understood now from this example, you can give the style to the tags separately. There is no need every time to group the tags together and make it a class. Okay. So it totally depends upon how you want to display the content. Either we can have the div class or directly we can use the tag name itself. Let us go ahead and give different styles to our web page. We can add the border after every subheading. So the attribute is border bottom. This is the thickness of our line, solid, and this is the color. Know the color code. We can always use the color. We can type the name of the color. Control S. Let's go and refresh. So what do you see now? You can see the line which is orange in color. If I change it back to #CCC, let us see what is the color. So you can see this is light gray. If I remove this solid, let's see what happens. So you see that though the border is there, it's not been printed. So we can change the width of our line. So if I make it 5px, let's go and check. So you can see this is much more thicker. This is the width of the line. If you want to add the padding to the contents, we can always add the padding. So here I am trying to add the padding at the bottom. So this is padding at the bottom is 5px. Let us see what happens. This is how our document is looking when I refresh it. So can you see there is a gap between the line and our subheadings. So that means we have added some extra space here known as bottom padding. Padding is nothing but adding the spaces. When we say bottom padding bottom, that means we are adding the space at the bottom after our text. Next we can add the margin to our content. So here I am adding the margin as top margin and the attribute name for that is margin top and the value is 25px. So let us see what difference does it make. Refresh your page. So you can see the difference. There is some top margin added to each and every subheading. Now let's change it. Let's make it 15px and see the difference. So here you can see, can you see the content moved up because top margin was reduced. What else we can add as a style to our document? Suppose we want to add some style for our paragraph. So here you can see I have added the margin and I have also used the attribute font size and which is 15px. Save it, refresh it. Can you see the change in your paragraph? Once again I'll change 5px, Control S, refresh it and see this is almost not readable wherever we have p tags. So these are all different styles that you can add. I can, if I make it 6px, let us see what happens. So you can see some spacing is added between the two lines of our paragraph. What are these two values? Whether we can have two values or just one value or four values, that I will discuss in detail when we will be learning CSS in detail. Okay, now if you see the output here, this is our original program which has been given as the lab program and here you can see that education, skills, projects and personal info It's been displayed in a tabular format, also known as grid format. How do we do that? So we just have to group together education, skills, project and personal info. So this is our one group. The moment I say group, that means we are going to use a div tag, and let us give a class name to our div tag. So let us add the div tag for this information. So where are we going to add this div tag? After this H1PP, or in other words I can say that just before the first H2. So let's add that. Now when we are adding, or when we are grouping, or when we are having the division, the class name that I have given is two column, so that the class name itself tells us that what are we exactly doing by grouping these elements. Let's close this div class. So just before the footer, we are going to close the div. Let us save the file and see the output. Can you see now? You can see the two columns. Word document is now divided into two columns, but if you see the two columns, it's not at all good, and I think I've given the div tag at a wrong position, because here if you see, after career objective we have divided the content. So let's go and make the changes. I'll just take it off from here and put it over here. Save it. Let's refresh. Now can you see education, project, skills? It's been displayed in a tabular format, or in other words we say that it is the grid format. But if you see, it's not at all professional, readable, you can say. It's not at all attractive. So now what we have to do is we have to rearrange the information so that it's more readable and at the same time it is attractive. So let's do that. We will again group this education and projects as one group, which will appear on the left hand side, and skills as well as the personal info, again we'll group it as one group, which will appear on the right hand side. So let's group them together. This is div class 2 column. Under this we are having div and two h2s. We close the div tag. Once again, before this h2 we open a div tag and we close the div tag just before the main div. Control S. Let us see what happens after making these changes. So can you see now? Now the information is displayed in proper format, which is a readable format, and at the same time it is better than the previous one, little more attractive. Here you can see I have added the CSS for our class 2 column, and the attributes that we have used. First attribute is display attribute, so it just tells the browser how the content should be displayed, so it is in grid format. Then next is grid template column, so it tells how many columns should be there. One FR, one FR. FR stands for fraction. So when we give twice one FR, one FR, that means we will have two fractions. So the space is divided into two equal size fractions. Next is the gap attribute. Gap attribute, the value of gap attribute is 20px. So this is the spacing between the contents of two grids. So let's go back and check out. So if you see here, this is our file that we are doing. This is grid format. You see education on the left, skill on the right, projects on the left, and personal info on right hand side. So it totally depends upon you what CSS, what styling you want to add, and in which format you want to display the content. All these CSS that we have applied to our first program is not compulsory. This is used only to make our web page look attractive, readable, and better. That's all for the day. Thank you.